Hey, what's up? This is Rodney the Voice, and I'm back. And I just wanted to talk about this whole stop and frisk thing. During the debate, Donald Trump basically agreed with the whole stop and frisk thing. From what I read, most people have been saying that the stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional, but that's not necessarily the truth. From what I understand, the way that the cops were demonstrating stop and frisk was unconstitutional because they were basically targeting blacks and Hispanics, and that's basically it. But the stop and frisk was not unconstitutional, but but how the cops were behaving was. This is just my opinion on the stop and frisk. I don't agree with it. The truth of the matter is, you can say what you want to say, but that stop and frisk is targeted predominantly to blacks really, and Hispanics. They're not going to go to these rich white neighborhoods or these zip codes that are predominantly white and stop and frisk them. The truth of the matter is, for example, I live in Houston, Texas, and a coworker of mine, she got robbed. Her car window was busted out at the Galleria, and when the cop came, the cop had took down her information, and the news station got in contact with her, and they wanted to do an interview with her because they were basically telling her that the Galleria area, which is one of the nicest areas in Houston, Texas, not necessarily the richest, but one of the nicest. The Galleria area and the Memorial area, they both have $1 million homes. They had the highest rate when it comes to like robbery. So my point is, the cops are still probably not going to go to those areas and stop and frisk the people that live in those areas, because the majority of the people that live in those areas are probably white people. They're going to go to the areas like 3rd Ward, 5th Ward. I lived in 3rd Ward, believe it or not. I lived in 3rd Ward for 5 years. I don't have a record. I probably got a couple of warrants out for some tickets. I've never been to jail. I've never even got into a fight. I've never shot anyone. I don't own a gun. I own a hammer by the side of my bed in case a motherfucker walk into this apartment. They're going to get their skull busted. I'm not a bad person by any means. A little bit messy. I talk about people. I talk about these celebrities. We all a little bit messy. But other than that, I'm not a bad person. And I know most bad people say they're not bad people, but I'm not a bad person. But I lived in 3rd Ward for 5 years. So just the simple fact that I could be walking down the street at any time and the cops pull me over and throw me against a wall or whatever they're going, digging in my pockets and digging in my backpack or digging in my whatever, stop. What? Are you serious? Bitch, the only nigga who need to be opening my legs and stopping and fixing me is that you gonna give me some head. And that's just what the fuck it comes down to. You're not just gonna be stopping and frisking me every time you see me walking down the street because I'm in 3rd Ward, a predominantly black area, and because the crime rate may be higher than it is in River Oaks or the Galleria or the Memorial area. I'm not doing shit to nobody. I'm just minding my motherfucking business. But because I live in this area, and because of the crime rate, you want to stop and make sure I don't have anything on me. That shit is not right. And for people to act like they don't understand that, yes, I understand. And this is coming from. I was actually robbed. I was actually robbed at gunpoint in 3rd Ward. I was walking to a convenience store, and it was about 2 or 3 o'clock. I think 2 something in the morning. This is years ago, years ago, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that I was robbed. I was robbed, and I still don't believe in stop and frisk. Because again, I lived in 3rd Ward for 5 years. And Third Ward, we have Texas Southern University. That's a school. That's a college I went to. The university I went to, and then we also have the University of Houston, right across the street from each other. The University of Houston, like TSU, probably had when I was going there. It probably had like not a lot, probably like 20,000, probably like 20. I can't remember, probably 15,000 students, 20,000 students, and then U of H has like 500,000. Like some big ass, like it's a big difference, but we're directly, like when I tell you my apartment, I could literally walk to U of H from my apartment. And my apartment from my school of business, my apartment was probably a 2-minute walk. Not even a 2-minute walk. My apartment was probably a minute walk from TSU. That's how close I was to the university. U of H, I could get to U of H. If I walk from my apartment to U of H, I could get to U of H in probably 3 minutes flat. Right across, directly across the street. So the point I'm trying to make is, even though you hear Third Ward, Fifth Ward, you know, a lot of these people in Third Ward, they're college students. And if they're just walking around and you just randomly stop them, and let's just be honest, you're probably going to stop the black boys. You're not going to be stopping the white boys who have U of H shirts on with backpacks on. You're going to be stopping people who look like me, who got beards down to here and hair up to here, dark skin, walking around, not minding my motherfucking business, throwing me against walls or whatever. And then, of course, if you get like a cop for it, I mean an asshole cop, you know, you might have one person who stop you and just pat you down and go, you know, you're going by your business. You have another cop who might throw you against the wall and check your pockets and spread your legs and check under your armpits, all types of shit. It's just not right. It's just not right. And the people who don't understand that, or the people who don't even want to try to understand it, are usually those people who don't live in predominantly black areas. They live in the white areas, the River Oaks, the Galleria area, the Memorial area, the medical center. They live in those areas. But those who live in black areas, they get it. I get it. And again, bitch, I had a gun pulled out on me, and I still don't agree with stop and frisk. Because again, everybody, it's, you know what? I don't agree with it. It's some bullshit. This is only targeted for black people. And when you hear somebody like Donald Trump that says, "Oh, the crime rate went down," and it has been proven that the crime rate actually did not go down in New York over this stop and frisk, but you steady say, "Oh, we want to help the black community," but you know for a fact that this stop and frisk was targeted at black people, but you still say, "Oh, I want to help black people," but but we still need to have stop and frisk, when you know damn well stop and frisk is only going to take place in black areas.